Good evening, beautiful souls. I'm not putting my earbuds in, so you may hear the kiddo playing. It's been a Mother Nature provided rich day for him and I. We've had a good chillaxing type of a day. We made some muffins, watched some movies, and just hung out here in the house. I didn't leave. He was at Dad's, so he came home. So, it's December the 10th. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is my second video today. I attempted to do this video earlier, but some things interrupted, so that might be relevant for some of you. Maybe you feel like you're getting interrupted and just learning to go with the flow. So I sat on that and felt into that it didn't feel right that once I was able to have space to do the video then, but it keeps kind of poking at me to get it done and not wait until tomorrow. And so again, I don't question source. I don't question my higher consciousness when I'm getting this like get it done type, hit record, hit the record button. That's what I've been guided to do. I really try not to avoid that. And it's kind of going to go into kind of a chameleon. That was weird. Sorry. Someone, I don't know. That's what dropped in with my stumbling words. So that's how it's been going. The magical messiness of everything. So we have 12 days, almost 11 days till the solstice. We have 2 days, almost 1 day till the 12/12 portal. Also today's date, not counting the year, is 2/2/25. So there's a lot of twos, a lot of ones. So maybe you've seen an uptick in twos and ones. 144 on the timer. 444s, 222s, 111s, 333. So pay your attention to timestamps on phone calls, how long phone calls last, when you pause a movie, when you pause a video, the numbers that you're seeing out in the wild, the signs, the synchronicities, all of that, because those are key codes and those are signs that you coded yourself with. Yeah. And again, the ego and the mind's going to want to try and figure that out. Just go with the flow. The biggest message that I'm going to keep saying is surrendering, stillness, quieting the mind, and going with the flow. And patience, patience, patience. So if you saw my video first thing this morning that I was guided to do earlier than normal, was patience. Patience, patience, patience. So why am I here for the second video today on December the 10th? Now remember, no matter when you receive these videos are timeless, and Source and your team will place them in your awareness exactly when you're meant to receive this information. Whether you're meant to receive a little bit of the information or all of it, you will resonate with it. Your ego and mind, let it get curious. If there's anything that I talk about that piques your curiosity, let that get curious, because that'll unfold things. The other aspect is me sharing my raw, authentic frequency and energy. Your soul and your energetic field will resonate with that at a level beyond the ego and the mind. Okay, 311 on the timer. So I did make a tea tonight. So normally I have tea with everyone. And this is my holiday mug that I usually drink my hot cocoa in, because I have a big old cup of hot cocoa when I do it. And it is vegan that I usually make it. And this is my Happy Holidays mug that I got from, I don't know, probably my mother years ago. She was getting us mugs for a while. But again, these little yogi teas are very perfect. They are just perfect usually daily. And this is a stress release, the stress blend, the tangerine stress blend in the yogi tea with a Bengal spice. And what I've mentioned before, if you haven't heard, I take essential oils and I put just a drop on the tea bag, not in the water. Again, that's a pro tip, on the tea bag. And so I use tangerine or orange oil and cinnamon and clove oil. And again, you can get curious and go down there and check out the information on the benefits of those particular essential oils. So cheers. Our little wisdom today is serve all in truth. We are the truth bringers. Serve all with truth, in compassion and in grace. So when we present, it's just all in truth with compassion and grace, okay? So let that steep just a little bit longer, usually about 5 or 10 minutes. So again, welcome. My name is Tanya. I have been guided to share my raw frequency and energy, working with a collective of a bunch of beautiful souls that was guided to share our raw frequency and energy in any way, shape, or form. and that with the collective, whether that's your art, your light language, written light language, music, videos like this, just sharing daily activities, journal information, nothing outside of just being you, right? All right. So some numbers for key codes is 123, 0123, or 123, those progression numbers. Like I said, the 222, 1234, 722. So what prompted me to do this video, actually when I originally started to do this video earlier, getting to the point, is I had taken a sacred bath today. So I was able to take a grounding sacred bath. And I referenced that, and if you've seen my videos, I'll talk about taking sacred showers or taking sacred baths. If you're able to get into a living body of water, ocean, rivers, or lakes, please do so. Same intentions. So intention was to take a sacred bath, go in to cleanse, to detox, and to release, to breathe. I usually either just meditate or I listen to channeled high frequency energies, music, and that usually will awaken either spoken light language during my bath, or symbols and sigils, or just moving hands in mudras for the light language. What surprised me was I got a nudge, an intuitive knowing, a download to do a clearing. And yes, you can do this. You are magical, magnificent beings, and your intuition and manifesting powers are amazing. Remember, you've been programmed and conditioned to think that you're not, for a lot of reasons we're not going to talk about right now, okay? So in my bath, I was guided to do a karmic contract clearing between myself and two other individuals. And it literally dropped like heavy, like in again, listening to the high frequency energy, high frequency music, it usually activates and awakens. So again, listening to music in itself can activate and awaken, and is key coded for you to have remembrance or receive downloads or receive activations. So music is very powerful, very, very powerful. And for me personally, in my system, it's part of my, it's like being in water. It's part of my healthy stasis, okay? Music and frequency. That's why sound bed therapy works amazing for me. Sound bowl therapy, crystal bowl healing, any type of sound type therapies, meditations, light language, frequency energies works. Chef's kiss for me personally. But again, that might not work for you. Something else might be better for you. But again, I highly recommend at least to get curious and check it out and see if certain frequencies or energies resonate with you in any way, shape, or form to help you along your journey. So I may reference this or not, but again, I was very prompted and guided to do, like, let's say I was doing Reiki with light language. That's the best way I can describe it. For a clearing, a transmutation, a contract burning, nullification, like basically imagining karmic contracts being ripped up, being burned, being like cleared, being nullified, like done. And bringing in light language and bringing in the sigils and the symbolism. Again, also while sitting on the edge or in the water. So sometimes I'll sit on the edge of the tub with my feet in the water, or I'll physically sit in the water, depending what I'm prompted and guided to, how much space I need. And again, so just connecting with water, the salt, the fire from the incense. The fire from the candles. I didn't have incense, but just calling in, confirmation burp, all the elements, earth, wind, air, fire, water, ether, calling in my guides, calling in source energy as I do, it just innately. I don't make it, sometimes I make it more of a process, sometimes it's just a drop in, like it just, all right, this is what we're doing. And just intuitively know that my guides are there, my ancestors are there, whatever team members that are there that need to assist in this cleansing and clearing are there, as well as the team members and ancestors of the others that I was prompted and guided to cleanse and clear. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? So again, I think I'm guided to share this information for whoever receives this, that you know that if you intuitively know that you're in a karmic loop or karmic cycle, that you and yourself can set that intention to break, nullify, separate, intentionally cleanse and clear that. You have the power to do so, right? You have the power to do so. All right. So very heavily, just all of a sudden just went into like a channeled meditation, light language, again, mentally envisioning certain the individuals, myself, the contracts, or me and certain individuals, me and certain individual, and then the group individuals. Now remember, and most of us have shared these karmic loops and entanglements and contracts with other souls in many lifetimes. So again, some of us are protagonists and antagonists, or vice versa. So, you know, we'll say goodbye, good guy, bad guy, I guess, just for the ease of it, okay? So let's say you're the good guy in this lifetime, but you're the bad guy in the past lifetime, and vice versa. When you are up in the ethers before you incarnate, before either soul incarnates, remember, we finely tune, we sit at a huge round table with all of the all, and say, okay, this lifetime, these are the lessons I'm going to present. This is how I'm going to treat you, and, you know, all of the stuff, and vice versa. And so you assign, and then maybe in a past lifetime you were on the other side, and you're like, okay, these are the lessons I'm going to present to you, and to, you know, help you learn. 1144 on the timer, thank you, source, to help you learn and grow, right? Because this is Earth School, right? This is an academy down here, a very difficult, dense academy. That's why a lot of souls want to come down here to learn, right? It's a lottery. I've heard many channels say that this is basically a lottery to come down here and get a physical body, to experience everything that the physical human vessel, avatar, operating system gets to experience, okay? So, like I said, very called, very checking in, just connecting to the energies and just getting visuals and checking in. And again, when I do a cleansing or clearing, I intentionally set this to not just take place in this lifetime, but any contracts that we have across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. And I say that because we still are in heavy amnesia. I know I've shared karmic cycles with these other souls, but I don't know the details of it, right? My ego and mind might try to stop me from this because they say, well, you don't know the details and all this and all that. Shut up, okay? So I just intuitively know that this is what I was meant to do in that now present moment, in that space, in the water, connecting with all of the elements, because that's an amplifier, right? That's an amplification of just this clearing process. And then also knowing that the team members are there with me, and their team members are there, and then all of the team members working with my channel and source consciousness, or source conscious, source energy, to cleanse and clear and to burn, and bringing in the violet flame and the blue flame to work with this aspect as well, and just collecting it, and then sending it back to source to be transmuted back into unconditional love and light. And whether you realize it or not, yes, a lot of contracts, unbeknownst to you, have been resolved, torn up, done, cleared. But I had this huge, like, knowing that this needed to be done, and it needed to be done today, and also to speak about it. So hopefully this resonates with at least one person. And if not, that's fine too. It's in the ether. My energy and frequency has been sent into the ether regarding this subject. So it was pretty, like, powerful. I mean, I could feel the energy and the frequency and the heat and the fire and all of that. And it just, like, I started basically, like I said, visualizing contracts being ripped up or torn and burned, and then bringing in the violet flame to burn the energies and the karmic entanglements and all of that. You can bring Archangel Michael into to cut any cords that may still be attached to those soul aspects as well. And just remember that when you decide to, let's say you decide to be the bad person in this lifetime to help this person grow, just know, no matter what's happening here in Earth School, that that soul has got to have the most utter, unconditional love that you can't even like imagine in this earth realm, to come down and be this person, this abuser, this what, it doesn't have to go that even that deep as an abuser, whether it's mental, emotional, physical, whatever abuse, to help you to learn and grow, and so you can become and come back into remembrance, and again heal and just come back to self. Again, it's always coming back to self in that remembrance. So just having that understanding that no matter how uncomfortable you know that this other soul has challenged you in this lifetime, to forgive it all, wrap up those contracts, cut those cords, burn them up, and basically create how I did it is I literally started just, and if you can visualize color in frequency and energy, I literally built this ball up. You know, by the time I was just had this energetic ball, and just cleansing and clearing and calling in the blue flame and calling in the violet flame to help burn, you know, the energies and the cords and everything that was associated with these karmic contracts is the best word I can pull. You can say karmic entanglements, karmic loops, whatever it is. And with the group, all of us, because we're all part of this, right? Not one good, bad, or better than the other, right? That's not what that's about. That would, the ego would love for that, but that's not how that rolls, okay? And just going deep and just sending all that unconditional love and light, and through, you know, working with the energy field. And you can visualize this. If you're a clear seer, you can just clairsentient, you can feel, or just claircognizance. You just know that you're working with these energies. You know you're working with the violet flame. You know the blue flame is in there. You know source energy, the gold, the whites are here. You just know. Or you can visually see the team members or the ancestors. And I called in ancestors for this one, mainly. And I usually, when I call in team members, I call in team members that are working with me in that now present moment to help me with whatever I'm working with or needing with in that now present moment, because everyone's got different roles and jobs, okay? And you don't really need to know the specifics of it. If you do, great, that's awesome, you know, but I just set that intention, and I have that utter just knowing that that's what's taking place, and then energetically I can feel it. And feeling the buildup of this energetic ball, and just working with the energies in the light language, in the intention and the thought that this is all being cleared, and it's being cleared across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, seen and unseen. All right, so, and then going up to the next, you know, connections, and then working across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, portals, and realms, known and unknown, clearing it. And then across the group, you know, individually connected, and then the collaboration in the group. And then again, clearing across all timelines, dimensions, spaces, and portals, and sending unconditional love. And doing this process through divine light. Through and with, thank you, Source, through and with divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power, and divine wisdom. Excuse me, sending up this energetic ball. And it just continues to build and grow, you know, just cleansing and clearing, and then taking this big ball and basically sending it back to Source. Sending it back to Source, so all of that can be cleansed and cleared and be transmuted back into unconditional love and unconditional love and light. Unconditional love and light. And just sending it, and just sending it, and clearing it, and sending it until it felt like it was gone. Now, what I did next, after I went through this invocation, this ceremony, this sacred bath, this sacred clearing, okay, what I did now is I was sitting on the edge of the tub for the most of this with my feet in the water, getting salt water. I had Epsom salts, a heavy amount of Epsom salts and hoe wood oil in there, candles and all of that. I sat in the water and immersed myself in the water and now connected deeply, more deeply with the element of water, and asked now that be cleansed. Anything that needs to be cleansed now out of all of my energetic bodies, my mental, my physical, my emotional, my spiritual, my etheric, my multi-dimensional body, my cosmic bodies, and just cleanse and pull anything out that might be any residue that's stuck. So now I'm mentally setting that intention and doing some breath work and submerged and cleansing and clearing on that process as well. And also while I'm doing that, I'm also mentally imagining that crystalline rainbow rain is also cleansing and purifying the other souls that I worked with in this clearing. Right, just purification, and allow that rain to cleanse and purify them as well after this big clearing and this karmic clearing and these contracts burning and dissolving and all of this. Again, using my mental, my visual as much as possible, and my intuitive knowing and my intuitive feeling that this is what was taking place as well. So does that make sense? Okay. And I really hope that this is resonating and clicking for somebody that to know that you can do this. If you're aware, you can do these things, and you might have to do it a few times, but usually it's just done. And then so I did that, and then what I thought too is once the water drained out, so again washing, sending that down to Gaia. So remember, I gave it all originally all back to source. Now I'm sending the rest down into Gaia again to be transmuted back into unconditional love and light. Again, using the crystalline rainbow raindrops just as a cleansing and purification with the other souls, that I was also asking them to be completely cleansed and cleared as well. And then the next step was basically, it is said, it is done. It is done, it is done, so it shall be. You can use different words, say it is done, and so it is, and so it shall be. The next, which I normally don't do, is I also felt like I needed to cleanse standing up, so I cleared all my candles out before I got out of the tub, after the water had completely drained, and then I took a semi-warm sacred cleanse shower, 2244 on the timer, just to cleanse now, just that final rinse. And again, rinsing all of whatever debris, energy, whatever was connected to these contracts is now just done. It is done, right? So somebody needed to hear this. I don't ever usually share, I don't know if I've ever shared these sacred ceremonies with anybody before, but I was really called to today. Again, and being part of this frequency family of sharing this, I really, really hope it helps, that to know that you have all the power to change. It's a day-to-day, moment-to-moment decision. And if you feel like you're caught up in a karmic loop, take some time, meditate on that, work with energy. You don't have to, if you don't speak like language or use sigils or anything like that, that's fine. You don't have to, but you can set that intention and go into a meditative state. And just in your meditative state, you could, again, energetically imagine all of these things, calling in your ancestors of unconditional love and light, calling in your team members, calling in their team members, working with different frequencies and energies and colors to help you clear and cleanse and tear up and burn these karmic contracts. And they're done, right? This is year of the knives, completion. We're done. All right. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for the love. Thank you for loving me so much to come down here to do all of that stuff. And I may have to do this with a few other people. We'll see how this rolls out. But again, this is what was called today. I'm not going to force it. If I feel called to do this with other karmics, I will. But typically I've already walked through the steps and took myself back and did the inner child work and did the younger person work with those particular karmic contracts and null and void, and know that those are pretty much complete. But if something comes up in my energetic field where it feels like something needs to be cleared, again, I will feel into which type of ceremony or process or clearing or energetic work that needs to be done. Basically, it was a form of Reiki, energy work, light language, to help with all of this, if that makes any sense to those that are listening. Again, if your ego and mind don't get it, maybe you can get curious about it and look into it more and see how light language works, see how energy works, see how frequency healing works, see how meditation and all of that, if this is your first time hearing any of this, and that might be possible. Okay. So I just hit 10,000 steps moving around here on the floor. So again, as always, I always intend that my videos reach those that it's meant to reach for their highest good. And again, in that perfect timing. Okay. You might not think it's perfect timing, but your team and source know, your higher consciousness know better. And again, learning just to surrender into that uncomfortableness, that liminal space that most of us have been in, that liminal space, that in between where we still feel like we're experiencing the old versions of self, but we're not quite fully into the new version of ourself, if that makes sense. It's that space in between where you feel like maybe you have 1 foot in the old and 1 foot in the new. I know I have felt like this for a long time. So hopefully this will help you kind of just move that energy. You are energy, you are frequency, and you have all the power to do that. If you need assistance, please seek a healer. Please seek out classes that might be able to help you, take you into a meditative state. If you need to, go get some shamanic healing. Do a journey, a shamanic journeying. You could do sound bed therapy. You could do meditation. You could get a massage that will help you. There's so many different ways you can move this and transmute this. It doesn't have to look one way or the other. This is just another tool in the toolbox, and this is what I was called to do today. And then I was called to share the process of how I worked with these energies and these frequencies and doing these clearings and this energy work and this healing. It's healing for me and for the other souls that I was working with. And again, they don't have to be present. Okay. All right. Just because I love pulling cards, we're going to pull a couple of Earth Magic cards, if I can get them in the right order. And again, much gratitude and appreciation for liking, subscribing, and sharing with those that you might think that would benefit from this information or any of the information that I share on my channel. If you feel like you're a little ungrounded, you can check out my 2 latest light language videos on the Earth Star chakra, which is deep grounding with Gaia. And there's the emergence card again. And then the root chakra today. I did. Again, where I'm wearing red and black. All right. Anything else, source, do we have to finish this reading off with the beautiful collective? Just lightening up with these beautiful cards. Might read Vigilance. I got Stone People. I haven't read that one before. It's that reflection again. My throat chakra is getting cleared again. It's been a lot weaker the past few days. All right, so this card has come out quite a bit in a lot of my pulls. It's the Emergence card, again, emerging out of the liminal space, being birthed through the cosmic canal. The lotus flower, please, if you get curious, look into the spiritual meanings of the lotus flowers, the dragonflies. We also have the crown here and crown of flowers. And maybe white lilies might be referenced. So emergence and harmony. Okay, music, again, not just the harmony, but maybe you need to go listen to some of that, what I already spoke about, that high frequency music. Energy or meditations. All right. Stone people, vigilance. Continue to be vigilant. Okay. And then volcanic velocity. I think Liam said, you told me in Japan a volcano erupted?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I want to talk about that is you're going to understand, you're going to see more and more of Gaia erupting. Things are changing because whatever you are feeling, she is feeling what she is feeling, you are feeling. So she is clearing. So if you're feeling like this is going on inside, and then you're hearing volcanic eruptions out of you, that's just clearing. It's clearing all of that old energy. I'm going to just take a quick peek and see if there's anything to read on the last two. Stone people and volcano. Oh, where is that? Vigilance. All right, these stone people stand in their ever-present vigil along the shores of the ocean. So these are stone people. Yes. They are. They stand in the ever-present vigil at the shores of the ocean whose tide has receded, leaving remnants of water upon which we see them reflected. A sky, a soft and mobile backdrop for these solid beings suggests peace and calm. They exude power, only moved and shaped by other earth elements such as the sea, wind, and earth herself. When she rumbles her belly, her practice, we can not only with practice we can not only emulate these stone people, but also respect their ancientness and relative absoluteness of strength. They stand tall, bearing the ragged lines of the ragged lines where these other earth elements have carved their impression on these otherwise seemingly immobile fortresses. Long past, when we've left the earth for the world of spirit, these ancient beings will remain witness to all that transpires before their bodies. Remain vigilant at this time, but not out of fear. Vigilant simply means opening up your mind and senses to information as it is presented to you through your eyes, ears, and physical sensations and detached thoughts. It is especially true in two main areas. First, follow any gut feelings that tell you to be wary about someone or something. Second, pay close attention to an important opportunity that presents itself, one that may enhance your life and the lives of others. Maintain your vigilance of the clues around you, paying your attention, not allowing fear to rule anything. Remember, fear is false evidence appearing real. It's an illusion. Maintain your vigilance of the clues around you and inside of you. Assess what is emanating from your body, and then sort out any conditioned responses from what is purely instinctual. Examine the situation with heart and intuition. So use your cosmic compass, which is your heart, your discernment, your heart center. Not here, here. Let me finish this and I'm going to share that. Remember what I said, mind and heart, okay? Examine the situation with heart and intuition and the mind in harmony. The harmony card. For this is how vigilance serves you. Detach, take a breath, and stand tall in your stature. I apologize with the throat chakra. But that's the way it is here. So, something was said earlier. And I'm going to re-say it right now. Because it just came back. The heart says one thing. and the head is saying another. So the heart says one thing, and the head is always trying to convince you of another. So listen to this, not with this. Okay? Volcano and velocity. I'm curious, because again, I don't read these like this out of the book, out of the Oracle book, very often unless I'm really called to. So volcano, velocity. Pele. Pele is the goddess who lives on the big island of Hawaii. So I think we definitely have a connection to Hawaii, for sure. I believe one of my guides that came in a dream is a Hawaiian, is Hawaii based, or Lemurian, or Mu, in that the visual of her. Dwelling there is the craters and the active volcano Kilauea. She's considered passionate, volatile, and perhaps the best known of the pantheon of Hawaiian deities since 1983. She has been setting ribbons of lava down the mountains and into the sea, thereby creating new land. Creating new land. In this image, we see her subtle visage in the spewing of fire of the volcano. In an ancient Hawaiian chant, Pele is described as she who shapes the sacred land, and is from this magnificent, powerful goddess being and her prophetic eruptions that new earth is formed. As the resulting lava merges with her sister, the goddess of the sea, Namakaho'kahai. Namakaho'kahai. The volatile and unpredictable nature of volcanic eruptions is widely known, and in spite of scientific efforts in forecasting these blow-ups, they sometimes happen without warning. Whether the eruptions are slow and steady or violent and explosive, it is an unstoppable force that is one very dramatic way nature changes and shapes the land. This is a particularly volatile time for you. Unexpected changes, sometimes quite sudden and dramatic, are occurring in ways that you have absolutely no control over. These occurrences may be so powerful as to shake up what you formerly thought of as the foundations of your security, your tower moments. They may even cause you to reassess the direction of your life. Reassess the direction of your life is taking, to question some of your relationships, or to reevaluate the work you have chosen. Although these events may rock your world, know that Spirit is the guiding force behind them. It is a matter of finding your trust in life. Finding your trust that life knows what it is doing in the midst of these storms of change. It also requires you to make adjustments quickly and not to cling to what was, but instead move forward and welcome with your arms wide open what yet is to come, all from the place of being present in this moment. You truly have nothing to fear. So that was quite fitting, for especially right now in time. Let's see if there's one more card to finish off, just to kind of give us some final clarity or information. Maybe you connect to Hawaii. Maybe you connect to the deities of Hawaii. Maybe you just need to surrender, reassess people, places, and things. Allow those foundations to crumble. Go into that stillness, meditate, cleanse, tap in. All right, thanks for hanging out with me, you beautiful souls. I will talk to you on the next one. Love ya. Bye.